Hello, it's Heather, and I am in Hawaii, specifically on the island of Oahu, which happens to be my favorite of the Hawaiian islands. And I know that's kind of a controversial opinion. Everybody else seems to like Maui or another one better. And don't get me wrong, I love the other islands. But I think people kind of give Oahu a bad rap. There's Waikiki, of course, and it's very city, which people aren't expecting. But I'm going to take you on a tour of the whole island. We're going to cover the popular tourist sites, of course. We're going to go and we're going to see Waikiki. But then I'm going to take you up to the North Shore and do some of the beaches and the sleepy surf towns there. We're going to go to the east side and check out Kualoa Ranch. I'm even going to take you to some of my favorite restaurants and watering holes and get you a little bit off the beaten path. So come with me and find out why I love Oahu so much. My first stop after I leave the airport is right here at Rainbow Drive-In. Honestly, I don't even go to my hotel. I come here and I grab lunch. This place is an Oahu institution. It's been around since 1961. It's still the original drive-in. It looks like a hole in the wall, but boy does this place get packed because they serve the best plate lunch on Oahu. So either call in your order ahead of time or plan to wait a while and come and get the best lunch you're going to have for way cheaper than you're going to find in Waikiki. My favorite is the boneless chicken with gravy. Shoyu chicken's really good, and now they even have vegan options, which makes me happy. So definitely put it on your itinerary. Come and check it out. After I hit up Rainbow Drive-In, I'm always headed immediately to Leonard's Bakery for dessert. It's just a 5-minute drive up the road, and they have the best malasadas, or Portuguese donuts. You definitely cannot miss this. They have been open since 1953, and their malasadas are mouth-watering. One of the more popular things to do is hike Diamond Head. It's the dormant volcano that you see at the end of Waikiki Beach, kind of overlooking all of the hotels. It's a lot of fun to come here and hike. It's a pretty easy hike. It's very popular. If you are an everyday hiker, you hike frequently, it's no problem for you. If you don't hike, you can still do it. There's plenty of places to take a break, and I saw everyone from like 3-year-old kids to 90-year-olds hiking up this mountain today. Plus, when you get to the top, the view is phenomenal over Waikiki Beach, the rest of the island, and you get to see some old military bunkers, so there's a lot of history up there. Now, they do require reservations, which you can make on the state park website. Definitely do that in advance because they sell out, and if you come here without that reservation, they won't let you up. And also, pro tip, go as early in the morning as you can because it is hot and humid out here. If you're staying on Oahu, you have to come to Waikiki. It's the most famous resort in the entire world, and there's a really good reason. The beach is beautiful, white sand powder. The water is turquoise and clear. It's famous for the Waikiki Beach Boys. This is where surf culture kind of originated. But it is really busy. Most people who come to Hawaii for the first time stay on Oahu, and they're a little disappointed because they don't realize it's city-like, right? It's the capital of the state. It is a big city. And Waikiki could be kind of crazy. It's very busy. But I think that even if you're not staying here, you have to come in for the day, walk around, do some shopping, hang out on the beach because it is so quintessential Hawaii, and it's something that's worth seeing. I've just played on the beach for a bit. I'm not really a beach girl. Look at me, I'm pale. Plus I'm terrified of the ocean, but I hung out here for a little bit. I'm starving, so my number one stop, always, no matter what, Duke's Waikiki. It's in the Outrigger Waikiki Hotel. If you want something a little bit nicer, they do a lunch buffet and a full a la carte menu, or you can just chill at the Barefoot Bar where flip-flops are encouraged, super casual. The food is fantastic, and you have the best view on Hawaii. I found a new to me bar in Waikiki that I'm obsessed with because Waikiki has so many bars and they keep changing, and so I love to try new ones. This one is called the Island Vintage Wine Bar, and it's in the Royal Hawaiian Center, which is just a mall with really fancy shops, but they have lunch, which I'm not eating here, but the menu looks amazing because they had tofu to show you. Anyway, they have a curated list of wines that's constantly changing, and so you tell the bartender what you like, they'll find something to match your tastes. It's awesome. When you're booking your stay to Oahu, you have to consider where you'd like to stay on the island. Waikiki is the main resort area. That's where most of the hotels are going to be located. It is very city-like though, so if you like something quiet, it's probably not going to be the best option for you. However, if you like a lot of activity, tons of shopping, world-class restaurants, you want to be in Waikiki because that's where all of it happens. You are in the center of the action. If you're looking for something a little quieter, Ko'olina on the west side is a fantastic option. There's about 3 or 4 hotels out there on man-made lagoons, so the beaches are very quiet, not any waves really. Like, you're not gonna go surfing in Ko'olina. There's a few restaurants, but this is where you're gonna come if you want something peaceful and you just want to have a quiet, beachy resort stay. The hotels are a little bit pricier out here because there's not that many of them, but it's a great choice for families who just want a quiet, relaxing vacation. And then finally there's the North Shore. That's where you're gonna go if you want to be really remote. You want to be removed from everything. It's very far from a lot of the sightseeing that you're gonna do, but you get those gorgeous beaches, you get the removed kind of earthy, sustainable resorts, and that's kind of the place that you're gonna go if you want more of a down-to-earth Hawaiian vibe. So really do your research. Figure out what it is that you want out of Hawaii, out of Oahu, and then book your hotel accordingly. Don't just book the first hotel that you see or something that looks inexpensive, because you might be getting an experience that is not right for what you need out of Oahu. Today I headed up to the North Shore, and it could not be more different than Waikiki. And I think that's why some people don't love Oahu, or why it gets a bad rap, because you base yourself in Waikiki, which is essentially a city with a gorgeous beach, but then you don't get out onto the rest of the island and explore what it has to offer, because not everything on Oahu is a big city. The North Shore is a bunch of just very sleepy beach towns with this hippie surfer culture and probably the most famous beaches in the world. In the summer, the water is like glass, and it's the perfect place to come and just spend a day on the beach. In the winter, the waves are more than 50 feet high, and there's billions of pro surfing competitions. So I would encourage you to rent a car when you're on Oahu. Yes, it is an additional expense. Yes, you would have to pay for parking at your hotel, but even if you rent it for a day or two, get out and explore the rest of the island, because each area is so different, and I think it would help you appreciate Oahu more. But I'm about to spend a lovely day checking out botanical gardens, eating plate lunches, and hanging out on the beach, and I couldn't be more excited. My favorite way to spend a morning on the North Shore is to get tickets to Waianae Valley, which you can do ahead of time online or just purchase them when you get here. This is a sacred site to the Hawaiians. It was home to the ancient priests and priestesses. And it's a great place to come and remind yourself that Hawaii is more than just Mai Tais and beaches. It's kind of like a living history park where you can come and see how the ancient Hawaiians lived and worked, the types of games they played and the crafts that they made. And they have little rangers everywhere where you can stop and ask questions and learn about the culture. So it's great for families. They even do monthly events where kids can come and run around and play. But I would say the main draw here is the Waimea Falls. It's about a 30-minute walk on completely paved ground, mostly flat, and when you get to the end of the path, there are lifeguards and you can go swimming in this beautiful waterfall. But sadly, it's an extreme drought right now, and the falls are not even flowing, so no falls and no swimming. You can call ahead before you come to see if you'll be able to swim that day, but even if there is no swimming, this is a great way to start your morning on the North Shore. Spend a couple of hours, learn the history, take in these gorgeous botanical gardens, and then go across the street and spend the afternoon on one of North Shore's most world famous beaches. Pick one. There's like 5 within a 3-minute drive. My favorite place to eat on the North Shore is Ted's Bakery. Now, the North Shore is like heaven for food trucks. The shrimp truck game is strong up here, and it's worth it to stop for one of those, but I'm not a big shrimp eater, and no matter how many times I come here, I can't not eat at Ted's. It's just so good. They're the home of Haupia pie, but they have fantastic burgers and plate lunches. It's just a little roadside shack. They do have a covered seating area, but it tends to get busy, especially on the weekends around lunchtime. So I like to grab my plate lunch, drive 2 minutes down the road to Sunset Beach, and now I'm going to have myself a little picnic with my favorite plate lunch overlooking the waves on the beach. And really, life doesn't get much better than that. The 3 most popular beaches on the North Shore are going to be Sunset Beach, Lanikai Beach, which is home to that famous bonsai pipeline, and Waimea Bay, which is where I'm at. And in the summer, these beaches are gorgeous. The water is like glass. It is the perfect place for the entire family to come spend a day on the beach, go swimming, paddle boarding. It's perfect. But come fall and winter, forget it. You are not getting in that water. Swimming is not allowed. The rip currents are too bad, and the waves are huge. Or at least by my standards, they're huge. And then in February, this is where a lot of the international surfing competitions are held. So if you're here in the fall and winter, they're great beaches to come and watch the surfers do their thing. I've already spent 2 hours just watching the pros go up against these 30-foot waves like they're nothing, because they are nothing to them. They're used to 80-foot waves. But just something to keep in mind, depending on the time of year you're here. If you're up at the North Shore, summer you can swim, winter no way. It's a spectator sport only. My favorite secret spot on the North Shore is Lanikai Beach. And this is not a place you're gonna come spend the entire day. And it can be pretty popular. It's also blink, if you miss it, there's no signs, you're just gonna drive right by it. But this is a place where the giant green sea turtles, or honu, will come and play. They're not here all the time, but they like to surf in the waves or come and eat the algae off the rocks. So if you're lucky, you might get to frolic with some of the sea turtles. Never touch them, just watch and take pictures. I don't see any here today, and I'm kind of bummed, but it's always something that I like to do, to come and check, and just in case that they're here. I lied, I found them. They're just off the surf break. I don't know if I could get a video, but I'm gonna try. I'm in Haleakala, which is kind of the gateway to the North Shore. It used to be a little sleepy surfer town, but now it's filled with shops and art galleries and restaurants. It's a great place to start your tour of the North Shore or end your day. Plan on spending a couple of hours. You can park on one end of the street, walk all the way down, go down the little alleyways, stop in all the shops, and then cross the street and come back up. I promise you, you're going to find a ton of things that you never knew you needed, but I love it because you can find beautiful clothing, artwork, tchotchkes, great reminder of your time in Hawaii. Shave ice is a thing on Hawaii. You have to try it, because back home, even if they say they're traditional Hawaiian shave ice, they're not. It's not the same. And no matter who you ask, everybody has their favorite place. Mine happens to be Matsumoto's, which is one of the original shave ice places in the islands. It's located in Haleakala, up here on the North Shore. Every time I come, I have to go there. Pro tip, they're huge. Get a small, share with your friends. Probably 2 people can share a small comfortably. If you get a large, they're like this big. You're never gonna be able to finish it. But they're so good and so colorful, and it just hits the spot when it's hot and humid out, you know? The Dole Plantation is a big draw because, of course, we all grew up eating Dole pineapples. Truthfully though, it's really touristy. It's great if you have kids because there's a train tour you can take around the pineapple plantation, or there is a pineapple maze. I'm here for one thing and one thing only, and that's the Dole Whip. It's just so good here. So you can certainly stop. It's a great pit stop on your way to the North Shore. But I don't think you have to make a day of it. Don't come out of your way to go here. It's really just a giant gift shop. But if you're on your way to or from the North Shore, come get a Dole Whip. You'll thank me later. I headed over to the east side of the island today to take a tour of Kualoa Ranch. Now this is a huge tourist attraction. You've probably seen advertisements for it because it's the filming location of a lot of the TV and movie shows that you've seen. Jurassic Park was filmed here, 50 First Dates, Hawaii 5-0, the original and the new one, Lost. But beyond that, it's an actual working ranch and nature preserve, and they use these tours to fund their work in teaching the community about sustainability, you know, preserving a lot of the island, farming native Hawaiian plants. So they do really great work here. It's family owned for the last 7 generations. So if you can, take a day to come over here. They have 1,000,000,001 different tours. You could probably do a full day here every day of your trip and still not do every tour that they have. They have horseback riding and ATVs, the movie sites tour. I'm actually doing a half-day package. So in the morning I did a movie site tour. Then they included lunch in it, which was a nice little buffet. And then now I'm about to go on an ocean adventure because the ranch goes from the mountains down to the ocean, and they have a private nature reserve that only guests of the ranch get to do. So I'm really excited. There's a ton of different options for everybody, and it is certainly worth picking your favorite tour, booking online in advance so it doesn't sell out, and coming to spend the day. Well, I hope you enjoyed our time on Oahu. I know I definitely did. Just like every vacation, it's never enough time, right? I couldn't possibly fit everything this island has to offer into one video. Obviously, I missed Pearl Harbor. That's the #1 tourist site, but I just felt like it's a little disrespectful to film there. But I'm happy to chat with you about it in the comments. What else did we miss? We didn't snorkel, we didn't surf, we didn't go to the Polynesian Cultural Center. We missed a lot, but that just means you have to come here now and check it all out for yourself. And if you need help booking that trip, of course, I would love to help you do it. Just reach out in the comments, send me an email, and we can chat about your trip to Hawaii. But thank you so much for watching. I hope you liked it. If you did, subscribe to my channel, like the video, share with your friends. It helps. I'm Heather, and I will see you next time. Bye.